Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another interview on MMA Hinge. Today, I am joined by Kennedy Freeman. An absolute pleasure, Kennedy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Even better to be joined by you. Obviously, we've got a fantastic fight coming up, Cage Warriors. Absolute pleasure. I will be there live in attendance in Newcastle. It's going to be a fantastic show. Are you excited?
I can't wait. Like, the venue's nearly sold out. The card is looking unbelievable. It's just going to be an amazing show.
Absolutely. And you return back to MMA, so welcome back to MMA. I know, obviously, it's been 4 years since your last fight in MMA. 2018, end of 2018. Talk to me about that hiatus. What have you been doing? What have you been getting up to? Because I know that stint, I believe, there was boxing on your mind.
Yeah, there was. I had a couple of surgeries. Like, everyone knows that my hips were knackered. Had a few surgeries, had a little bit of time off. Just enjoyed normal life, really. I've been competing since I was like 14, so it was just nice to enjoy normal life. I then decided I want to come back competing, so I went to Wallsend Boxing Academy. I was going to go into professional boxing. I'd done a year there training, and I was just about to get my pro boxing license, but my heart just wasn't in it. Like, I knew that there was something missing. I went to UFC London with my dad, and I just seen the production, seen the fights, and I thought, nah, that's where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, and I was going to talk about the return to MMA. Obviously, what was the reason for that? But you just mentioned there. I guess it helps as well. Obviously, your dad, Ian Freeman, obviously being, you know, MMA pioneer, UK pioneer. So he probably had a big smile on your face when you told him.
Yeah, he did. We both actually got a little bit emotional because we'd kind of said goodbye to MMA. I was going down a new path. He wasn't my coach anymore. Like, he's a paramedic now. So it was just like a new journey, and I was excited. But then when I decided to come back to MMA, had a bit of wrestling training, seeing how my body was, realised that I could wrestle again and everything was good after surgeries. Yeah, we did both get a little bit emotional, the fact that I was coming back to MMA.
Yeah, absolutely. And 4 years outside the cage, and immediately you get signed by someone like Cage Warriors, which is ridiculous. I wouldn't say you wouldn't really see it, but 4 years out of the cage, that's a long time. Maybe some promotions a little bit, you know, that's a big risk, but they gave your faith in you. How does that feel, like someone like Cage Warriors have, signed you onto, a contract, and how does that feel, 4 years out of the cage and they've signed you? How does that feel?
Yeah, well, it's actually been, it'll be 5 years.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
It's been a long time. And when I came back, I originally said that I wasn't going to get signed to any big promotions. I was going to take my time. And then about 2 weeks later, I was signed to Cage Warriors. So that just went completely out the window. When they announced that they were coming back to Newcastle, I just thought that it was just a sign and that I needed to be on that card. Everybody was tagging in it, saying, like, you need to be on this card. And I was thinking, oh, it's a bit soon. Like, I've just come back to MMA, but do you know what it is? Who cares? Like, let's go. I'm ready for it. Like, I've matured so much in 5 years, and I cannot wait. And I am very thankful for Cage Warriors for giving us that opportunity and signing us for 5 fights. Yeah,
it made a lot of sense when they obviously, as you mentioned there, when they announced that they'll come back to Newcastle, they had to get some local talent on the show. And your name was there, obviously, so it was perfect timing, as you will.
Yeah, like when people were mentioning my name, I was thinking, like, this is crazy. I haven't fought MMA in 5 years, and I'm still on people's like mind, to come onto the card. So once a couple of people had announced it and said, like, you need to be on this card, I thought, yeah, you're right, maybe I do. So we got in contact with Cage Warriors, and I was thinking, I don't know if they'll have it. Like you say, I've had 5 years out. It's a long time. But yeah, they were happy to have us, so I'm really thankful.
Yeah, absolutely. A fantastic opportunity. 4 years out of the cage, you can get your best opportunity fighting in front of your home crowd of Newcastle. How does that feel? Big promotion in Newcastle, in front of your home fans, a lot of family there, a lot of friends there. How does that feel?
I cannot wait. Like, honest, when they announce my name and I walk out of that cage, it is going to be the best feeling ever. Like, I'm just so happy that it's in Newcastle, in my hometown. A couple of my pro fights have been in my hometown already, but just on like small shows. So to have it on like a sold out arena for Cage Warriors in my hometown, like, honestly, I cannot wait. Like, I get sleepless nights over it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and I will be there in attendance. I'm going to grab 2 T-shirts off you as well.
Yes.
My girlfriend over there, she's going to be wearing one in attendance. So we'll be there to support you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fantastic night, as you mentioned, Motors Arena in Newcastle. I'm looking forward to it. And we will talk about your opponent a little bit briefly. Annabruna, obviously, Rados, walks into this cage, an even record. What can you really take away from her? I don't know whether you've looked at her, watched her, researched her, probably have. What have you taken away from her previous fights? And what's going to set you apart, obviously, on fight day? And how do you get your hand raised?
Yeah, obviously I've had a little look when Cage Warriors sent it over. I am stepping up a weight category. I normally fight at flyweight, but this one's a bantamweight. There was nobody there at flyweight, and they basically said if I want an opponent, like, there's this girl here at bantamweight. So I had a little watch for her. She's very game. She's a striker like myself, so I'm happy with that. I think we're going to put on an unbelievable performance for the crowd. But I might normally fight at flyweight, but I definitely think I can hold my own at bantamweight. I've got 100% confidence in myself that I'm probably one of the hardest hitting females in MMA. So I'm not bothered about moving up to bantamweight. Like, I'm ready for it, and I'm gonna put on a show regardless.
Just means you can eat more, just good food.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw it on your story
it's a happy fight camp, basically.
But yeah. So obviously 125 future home. Well, at the moment, because of the lack of opponents, 135. Talking about reintroduce yourself to the fans and potential more fans. How are you looking today? You just talked about your hands there. Obviously, we've seen it plastered all over your Instagram. You hit hard. When you hit the pads, that you can hear it. Like, you can feel that effect. Is that how you're looking to reintroduce yourself? Go in there, get a finish, make a statement, and potentially take over the show.
Yeah, I like an exciting fight, man. Like, I just want someone to stand in front of us and let's go, let's make a good show for the crowd. So that's what I'm training to do. But if it goes wherever it goes, I'm ready for it. Like, my wrestling's improved loads. Like, if she wants to take it down to the floor, like, I'm ready. I'm ready for striking, but I just want an absolute war. Like, I'm going to throw hands to try and take her head clean off. Yeah,
you mentioned there obviously she was striking. That's what I got as well. So if you just take it down, I would say that's a compliment.
Yeah, if she comes to take us down, it's because she knows, she has been hit hard. Yeah. So yeah, it would be a compliment. But even if she gets us there, she's going to get a big shock because nobody's really seen my ground game yet.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a lot of fights to obviously see that, and we've got still very, very, what's the word, baby in your career, 3-0. So you still got a long way. I want to talk about obviously in the future. Not looking past this fight. Cage Warriors, they haven't had a female champion in ages, for years. I feel like maybe Corey McKenna might have been the top one off my head. Is that after this fight? Is that something that you'll get into Graham's ear about? Maybe try and reintroduce that. Try and get a 125 or 135 belt up for grabs. In 2-3 fights down the line.
Yeah, that is something I would like, to hold the Cage Warriors world title before moving on to possibly the UFC. But yeah, like you say, I'm very young in my career. I'm 3-0. I've had 3 pro fights, but I've also had 5 years off, and like, I pretty much feel like I'm coming back in for my debut fight. Like, I feel like I've never fought before. So maybe after this fight or the next one, like, I will be looking for that Cage Warriors title, whether it's at flyweight or bantamweight.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And moving over, obviously, I've seen you just came back from Thailand. Firstly, that's not fantastic, isn't it? If Thailand's the land of kickboxing, Muay Thai, everything about it. How was that experience? I know you were over there with your teammate Callum. How was that experience over there in Thailand? Being around, getting coached by some of the best coaching striking coaches out there. How was that?
Yeah, so I've just been to Bang Tao in Phuket. I was supposed to do 18 days out there, and I ended up staying out there for a month. So that just shows you how good it was. It's just so refreshing. Like, you're with some high level coaches. Like, the wrestling from the Hickman brothers is unbelievable. The striking coaches are amazing. And the level of people on the mats, you've got one championship fighters, UFC fighters, Bellator fighters, PFL fighters, but everyone's just such a good vibe. So I feel like I've came home from that. I've learned loads, and I'm just so refreshed and ready to finish the camp.
Absolutely, and we'll talk about the ICO, World Championship that you've just returned to as well. Went over there, coached, got a few golds. That's good. How did that go?
Yeah, so we only had 8 fighters, 2 adults and 6 juniors. A couple of them were in the same category as well, so we've done really well. It was our first World Championships with this lot of fighters. We got, I think it was 5 golds and 9 silvers and a bronze, so we've done outstanding. Every single one of my fighters managed to medal, and then in 2 of the categories, the same lads who were in there got silver and gold, so we couldn't get any better than that. And some of the comments that I got from some of the other coaches there was amazing, so I'm so proud of my team. Yeah,
and I'd love to talk about the coaching side of it as well. How do you juggle all that, coaching, but still trying to focus on your own MMA career? Because essentially you've got a career, you've got something to focus on. How do you juggle all that? And you've got obviously kids here, students. That's a lot to to kind of juggle.
Yeah, it is. I'm quite lucky that we've managed to get a couple of coaches to come in and take a few nights off my hands, because I was coaching here 5 nights a week. But now that I'm fighting, I've had to take a little bit of a back step, but I still come in and coach the juniors twice a week, and then I coach the adults. So I'm still here, do you know what I mean? I'm still teaching them and stuff, but we have had a few coaches come in and just take a little bit of the pressure off me, because when you're training 2-3 times a day and coaching, it's mad. So yeah, I'm thankful for them for doing that.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Kennedy Freeman, November 25th, Cage Warriors Newcastle. It's going to be a spectacle, to say the least. Thank you very much, Kennedy.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you very much.